Good morning, and thank you all for coming here today on this rainy day. This is a very important and special day for Briya. My name is Christy McKay, and for almost 3 decades, I have been honored to lead the Briya school community.
Buenos días y gracias. My name is Gabby Salado. I'm a Briya Alumni Student Services Coordinator and the leader of our advocacy group, Briya Voices for All.
Today, we will ceremoniously turn the page to another chapter in Briya's history. Our school, which started as a DCPS family literacy program in the late 80s, has gone from serving a dozen or a few dozen families a year to more than 1,000 children and parents annually across 4 locations in the district. Briya is a 2-generation school that provides education and support with families so that they can meet their goals in and outside of the classroom. At Briya, we have for children, infant, toddler, and pre-K classes. And for adults and the children's parents, we have English, a high school diploma program, and workforce classes. All families receive wraparound support through our student services team and Mary Center, our sister organization who is here with us today. And of course, many important partners in our community.
Like Briya, this building also has a long history. Designed by Appleton P. Clark, Petworth Elementary School was built in 1902. Briya is proud to restore 801 Shepherd Street to its original educational purpose and join the Metropolitan Police Department and Boys and Girls Club, who have graciously welcomed us into their home.
So many of you here have been instrumental in helping Briya and our students grow and thrive throughout the years. At Briya, we believe in the power of partnerships. And all of you here today are evidence that together we can make a difference for DC residents. In many ways, each of you have played a special role in supporting Briya, and I am incredibly grateful for that. We are fortunate to have many city leaders here today who are playing a particularly important role in making Shepherd Briya's home and ensuring our school has long-time vitality. Our first speaker today is Ms. Salado. Gabi enrolled at Briya in 2020, along with her husband and her daughter, Mia. During her time as a student, Gabi took English classes and completed her high school diploma. She is also part of our student advocacy group, Briya Voices for All. When they successfully advocated for lengthening the re-enrollment period for the DC Health Care Alliance and expanded the pandemic relief for excluded workers. In 2022, Gabi joined our student services team, where she helped students navigate the barriers to access education. She also now leads Briya Voices for All. Thank you, Gabi.
So good morning. Like I mentioned before, my name is Gabby Salado. Thank you all for being here today to share this special moment as we officially cut the ribbon to celebrate many more first days of schools, civic engagement activities as we all become better members of our beloved community. Some of you might know me as the Student Services Coordinator for the Shepherd site and others as the facilitator of our advocacy group, Briya Voices for All. But the title I hold nearest to my heart is that of a wife and mother. You see, 4 years ago, my husband raised his hand at a meeting for non-English speaking parents in our daughter's pre-K3 class, where Briya was distributing flyers offering free English classes. I asked him why. I wonder how this man, who was already working 2 jobs to make ends meet, was going to have time to go to school. To which he answered, "You heard her teacher. Our daughter will need help with her speech, and I'm scared I won't understand her teachers or her speech in order to support her." I saw my husband, a man who grew up in a remote village in El Salvador, recognize his daughter's challenges and see it as his duty as a father to do everything he could to help her. This inspired me to enroll at Briya to better my English too. In the process, I found a community made up of incredible food recipes, fun songs to dance to, a parent advice shared through generations passed down to my little family. Prior to attending Briya, my family of 3 existed on a little island. But here, we moved to a continent of other parent and immigrant working together to make better lives for ourselves and our families. I found my voice, sharpened my leadership skills by learning through different advocacy efforts, including advocating for this building. When Briya staff asked me to testify in front of the council and to write letters to ask for a more permanent home for our school, I felt obligated to make sure that more families could benefit from Briya, just like mine did. My daughter and husband have moved on from Briya, but today many new families find the same community, same connections, and learning that the 3 of us experience here. I want to thank all the students and staff members who wrote letters and organized to make sure that this event happened. It was for you and because of you that Briya has a new home. Thank you to the elected officials who recognized that our community was deserving of a permanent space. And lastly, I want to thank Briya for all the opportunities that have been offered to my family and to me. So thank you. Thank you. So next, we have our mayor, Mayor Bowser. Mayor Bowser is a native Washingtonian, a Ward 4 resident, has a long history of serving the D.C. community, first as an ANC representative, then council member, and since 2015, our mayor. Mayor Bowser declared December 1st, 2021 as the DC's 2-generation, 1 future day. This proclamation stated that the 2-gen, a whole family approach, breaks the cycle of multi-generational poverty and creating a legacy of strong, healthy families in our city. Please come to the stage.
Well said. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It is great to see you today, and I'm really proud to be here to help you celebrate. I turned to the deputy mayor and I thought, what a great use of space, co-locating space with Briya, MPD, and the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington. So I want to recognize Christy. Let's give her a big round of applause. I feel like I've been to a lot of events over the years celebrating Briya's expansion or Briya's further investment in making sure all Washingtonians get a fair shot in our city. I want to recognize Deputy Mayor Paul Kine, as well as your ANC Commissioner, Mr. Kirby, and your council member, Councilmember Louis George. Please give them all a round of applause. So we know in our city that we're a city of lifelong learners, and our expansion, and as we celebrate the expansion of a unique 2-generation education program, it is important to remember the great diversity of our city and how we pour into that diversity and celebrate it in real life investment and action. And that's what the Briya Public Charter School represents for so many people. I loved hearing your husband's story, and I'm willing to bet that that is the story of a lot of families in Washington, D.C. What I tell people frequently is we're more alike than we are different. People want the same things. They want safe neighborhoods, great schools, great parks, access to amenities, but more than anything, they want their kids to have a fair shot more than what they had. And so what I know is that people can realize that dream in Washington, D.C. And sometimes in Washington, D.C., we forget how robust our investments are and how when people go to other cities and states, they're like, wow, they don't do this. They don't do that. Now, they do have 2 senators, so we will keep working on it. But what we are able to do without those 2 senators is remarkable. Our investments in 3 and 4 years old with access to free pre-K sets us apart. Our commitment to 2-generation education sets us apart. Our commitment to teaching the science of reading and making sure that our children have rebounded from the pandemic sets us apart. Our growth, our families choosing public education sets us apart. So I am proud that you have given me, especially as I stand here in Ward 4, the privilege of serving you for 17 years as an ANC Commissioner, Council Member, and now as your mayor. And what that tenure, that long tenure has afforded me is to really see how steadfast commitment to public schools changes communities and changes the trajectory of families. And this is my promise that we'll never roll back. We'll never stop innovating. We'll never stop leading the nation in our commitment to schools and kids. And we'll never stop listening to the experts. So I want to say congratulations and thank you to the Briya Public Charter School and welcome you to Shepherd Street in Ward 4. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor Bowser. Next, we have Deputy Mayor for Education, Paul Kine. Deputy Mayor for Education is also a parent and a lifetime educator. He has held many roles, including classroom teacher and deputy superintendent, and has served as the DC Deputy Mayor since 2018. Little did he know that he would be leading all of us educators through a pandemic. And Paul has been an amazing friend to Briya and has visited many of our schools. And I just remember at the beginning of the pandemic, he even visited virtually our pre-K class, where one of the students asked if he could give them the key so that they could go back in. So thank you so much. You did a tremendous job, both of you, a tremendous job leading us through what was a very challenging time through the pandemic. And I think we've made it to the other side, or getting very close to that now. So thank you very much. Welcome.
Thanks, Christy, and good morning. Good morning, Briya. This is actually a special moment for me. I think I got a phone call from the mayor offering me this job, and I was honored to accept it. And one of the very next things I did was go to visit Briya when you all were in Bancroft School. And it wasn't long after that that I learned we were running out of space there, and so we helped to facilitate the next space, and the next space, and the next space, and the next space, and the next space. And here you are. So it is actually wonderful to be here celebrating with you in this building that was a school 100 years ago. I've always been incredibly impressed, as I was today visiting classrooms, with the strength of Briya students. You heard that from our speaker a moment ago. But when you walk in the classrooms and you see the commitment of these residents to their lives and lives of their children and to us as a city, it is truly, truly humbling. I want to just say a few things about Briya that I know that may not be that well known. While the Public Charter School Board continues to work on its new framework, it's important to know that Briya earned the top rank in every year that rankings were previously awarded for schools. So it's not just morally good, but it is actually very high quality. And the ongoing support that Briya provides to adult learners enables them to leave programs in child development and medical assistance ready for careers. And we also know that works. So they're not just good at what they do in terms of getting high rankings, but In school year 22-23, over 92% of students who took national certification exams passed them. Over 92%. And more importantly, over 90% were employed 6 months later. That is a remarkable accomplishment. And at the same time, with the two-generation model, pre-K students leave school meeting or exceeding expectations for their age. Almost all of them achieve those results. So they're doing wonderful work with adults, as you know, and wonderful work with children. This is just one example of the kind of quality and innovation that we see and expect to see in our charter sector. It's one of the things that makes DC a very, very special place in terms of public schools. And that's one of the reasons we were so proud that, Mayor, in your budget, we increased the UPSFF weight for adult schools. So, which gave almost $1,000 additional dollars per year for every adult student in the city. So thank you, Mayor Bowser, for your leadership there. And thank you to a school that causes us to want to do more and more and more for you. So we know today's ribbon cutting will formally mark the start of even more transformative work in our city. And on behalf of the DC Public Education team, I want to congratulate you, Christy, and your entire team, and thank you for all that you do for our families. Thank you.
I'm a little shorter. So next, we would like to welcome on stage Councilmember Janice Lewis-George. Councilmember Lewis-George is a Ward 4 native who has served in the city since she was a teenager on the DC Youth Advisory Council, then as a student representative to the State Board of Education, and as the youth mayor for the YMCA. Today, she is an attorney, civil servant, and community activist. In her time on the council, she has championed many initiatives that benefit Briya families through promoting housing affordability and educational equity. Her team was the first to identify a vacancy in this building and supported Briya's efforts to move here. Thank you and welcome, Councilmember Lewis-George.
Thank you, Briya. It's so amazing to be here. The building looks amazing. The potential here was amazing, and I was so excited to see it. It's just a pleasure to be with you on this special occasion. While today marks the long-term space for Briya, you all have been a part of our community for so long and such an integral part of the Ward 4 community. My first visit to Briya was during the pandemic. We bore witness to Briya's innovative outdoor learning program, allowing people to enthusiastically attend school in a safe way. But Briya has been on the forefront of innovative learning in so many ways. I just love this model. And this model is what works, supporting families, wrapping them in services, caring about the family, all of the family members, and how they can improve their lives. It's a beautiful model to hear about, but when you see it in person, when you hear the stories, it just makes such a difference. And I am so proud of all that Briya has been able to accomplish. I'm proud of the students who are here today and their families for believing in themselves and their future here in the District of Columbia. And, you know, I think this space is so important because Petworth at this school has been a historical school. It started as an educational institution. And so for it to have such a transformative school in this space is such a beautiful testament to how much education is important to this city and to the growth of this city. And I can't think of a better school to be in this space and continue the historic model for learning that this city has always maintained. I want to say keeping Briya and Petworth are giving Ward 4 families an invaluable resource to help them grow and be successful. I'm also grateful to see them staying so close to Mary Center Clinic. I want to thank Mary Center. Mary Center serves the same community and provides families with access to medical care and social services and continues to make the difference. And so for me, when this building was, I said, listen, they're so close to Mary Center. We have the Petworth Metro Station. We have the 70 bus. This is a no-brainer. We got to get this done. I want to thank the mayor. I want to thank Deputy Mayor Paul Kahn. Two other people I want to thank is former MPD Police Chief Robert Conti, who also believed in Briya, and former DGS Director Keith Anderson, who also was able to come and see this space with the Briya team and be able to make this happen. And we wouldn't be here without those two individuals either. And lastly, I want to thank Christy McKay for her leadership. All of Briya's staff here for their commitment to this vital work, and all of the families who make this community what it is. To everybody who made this day possible, I congratulate you on your new beautiful space, which benefits so many families in Ward 4 for years to come. I can't wait to see what the future holds for this special community, continuing transforming families, transforming lives, because when you do that, you transform this city, and we are so appreciative of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, Dr. Antoine Kirby, is the local advisory neighborhood commissioner for 4C and committed champion of early childhood education. Dr. Kirby has given us a very warm welcome to the neighborhood, and we're grateful for his support. Thank you and welcome to the stage, Dr. Kirby.
Good morning. And I'd like to say first and foremost, thank you all for being a member of the community. When I was first elected as ANC Commissioner, the very first phone call I received was from Briya. And we spent hours talking about policy issues and education. The very first act I did as ANC Commissioner was to try to work with Boys and Girls Club number 6 to get their basketball gym fixed. I found out just this morning that it's going to be Briya who's going to fix the Boys and Girls Club's basketball gym. So when you talk about community, additionally, I also am appreciative for the fact that this school, Petworth Elementary, which closed July of 1997, almost 27 years to the day, this space is being reused as a school. We have Mary Center right across the street. We have early childcare education. And let's be clear, DC was the first geographical entity in the country that mandated by law that every 3- and 4-year-old has a legal right to education. So, Madam Mayor, and all of the guests joined, Briya, we appreciate you. If you need an advocate, I live right down the street at 936, so we are neighbors. Thank you.
All right, we are almost ready for our song. But before our song, we also want to express our gratitude to several other groups and individuals who have made today possible. So, a special thanks to Briya and Mary Center's board for their leadership and guidance, as well as Dr. Elliott and the leadership team at Mary Center for their ongoing support and for collaborating with Briya to have a social change model for the city.
A big thank you to our partners and roommates, MPD and Boys and Girls Club.
Thank you to our architect, James Spearman and David Conrad, as well as Keller Brothers and Gensler for their ongoing design and execution of this beautiful space. I also want to thank Tom Porter and DGS for facilitating access to the building. We look forward to occupying this new space for many, many years.
Thank you to our philanthropic partners, including the Bainham Family Foundation, Ascend at the Aspen Institute, and the Merritt Family Foundation.
And thank you to OSSI and the PCSB and the Charter School Alliance for all their support.
And last, but certainly not least, a tremendous thank you to the Briya staff and students who are the heart of the school community, and everything we do is for you and with you.
before our official ribbon cutting, our pre-K students will come up and perform with their teachers and Briya alumni, Pooja and Marta, and they will be singing Pájaro, Pájaro, ¿Dónde está el nido?, which is on the back of your programs.
¿Dónde está el nido? Pájaro, pájaro, ¿dónde está el nido? Pájaro, pájaro, ¿dónde está el nido? El nido preferido. Very, very nice. Very, very, very is your nest. Very, very, very is your nest. In the tree that I like best.
One,